Welcome back, everybody, to the Post Gazette Sports Now YouTube channel, where we are joined today by, I think it's fair to say, a Pitt Panther legend. Jerome Lane joins us here a day before he's recognized for his famous dunk 35 years ago on the 25th against Providence. We're going to talk about that and a whole bunch of other stuff. But before we get going, Jerome, how are you doing today?
No problem.
How are you doing today?
Oh, sitting up here watching my grandson. Got me running around this morning.
Oh, great to hear. Great to hear. So I want to start off. I mean, obviously, we'll talk about the dunk and everything, but I want to talk about before the dunk as well. I mean, you come to Pitt out of Akron. You were at St. Vincent St. Mary High School, which has produced a lot of great athletes. Obviously, one very, very notable one who plays for the Lakers right now, but a ton of talent, a great tradition there. You're a McDonald's All-American. What made you choose Pitt over other schools? I'm sure a lot of other teams showed you interest. What made you choose the Panthers?
Well, really, my school I really wanted to go to was Ohio State because I'm from Ohio. I watched them all the time. But, I was a guy that went there named Curtis Wilson. I played with him my sophomore year. And he went to Ohio State, and he just didn't have great reviews, or he was telling me good things about it, and it just made me go to another direction. So now we go to my high school coach go to a situation where, we going to the school, and you're going to start right away. We ain't gonna mess around, man. Since you can't go to, Ohio State is not the best situation. Now we put ourselves in a position where you're gonna play right away, and it came down to between Pitt and really Oklahoma. And Pitt just, gave me more guarantees about playing. So I went to Pitt.
So you go to Pitt and you get immediate playing time. And when you were there, I mean, the Big East was at its height. You're going up against some of the best players to ever play college basketball in an incredibly competitive conference. What was that like going from high school to college?
Well, that's another reason why, the Big East came down to the situation too. Because remember this, we was watching Patrick Ewing and Mullins and, Pearl, all the greats, and you wanted to, I'm going to go play in the Big East. And then when it came down to Pitt and Oklahoma, I mean, that made a difference too.
So what was that like? Getting to go from watching that as a high school athlete and being a part of the recruitment process to going on campus and becoming a starter and instantly going up against the Syracuses, the Villanovas, the Georgetowns.
My first year I remember vividly is the very first time we played Georgetown, man. I mean, everybody had everybody's shoes, tied nothing out the way. They sweatsuits was all the way up to their neck. There was like John Thompson had them like soldiers out there. I was like, look at these boys down there. I'm like, man. And that's my first time I ran going through the lane trying to make a cut for the play. What's his name? Wore the boots. He wore the boots for Georgetown. But he hit me with an elbow in my chest. And the ref was right there. I said, ref, you saw that. He said, welcome to the Big East. I said, get out of here, man. Never went in there again after that.
So that was just how the play was back then in the Big East, right? It was just physical?
Very physical. Very physical.
Did you have to adjust your game to that, or did you play that way a little bit in high school?
You had to be physical just like everybody else. So in the offices, you working everywhere to get more physical, just like them. Because if you wasn't physical, you wasn't going to win in the Big East.
So your freshman year, I think Pitt was just above 500. There's a coaching change that takes place, I believe, after your freshman year, and you guys start to take the next step. What was that like, when you're seeing other talented players come in and you're starting to see Pitt become a force in the nation's top conference?
Well, you've seen situations happen when Chipman got fired, and Chipman just resigned, and then he was done at the end of the season. But when Paul came in, you got to think he brought some of his guys in with him too. So some players he didn't pick back up. Some players had to step back. Like me, I went from point guard to playing power forward when Paul got there. Basically he was trying to weed me out for his players that he brought in like Tico Cooper and Man, he live in Canada right now. I can't remember, but he brought his guys in because he brought it with the from Navy in, and he brought Tico in. You know what I'm saying? And Rich, he crossed Rich Kerrigan out, and then me, he put me at power forward. So right there, going from point guard to power forward, that's telling me that quit. So quitting ain't in me.
So that's what I was going to say. So you make that position change, but it looked like that position change kind of made your career even better. I mean, you became one of the best rebounders in the Big East. How did you make that adjustment?
Well, you got to think about everybody I was guarding was basically 2 to 3 inches taller than me.
Yeah.
So I battled as much as I could, but since I could dribble the ball so good, I didn't have to get a ball to nobody. I could just take the ball and take off with it. So I put a lot of pressure on those 4s and 5s trying to guard me because I'm going with the ball. Let's get to running.
All right. So speaking of taking off with the ball, let's get into the play. I want you to take me through the build-up for that game because you guys were coming off of a loss to Oklahoma. I think it was on the road. Oklahoma.
Yeah, it was in Norman. Yep.
Yeah, they were number 11 in the country. You come back to Pittsburgh, and you're playing a Big East team. Game's on ESPN. You need to recover. What was the mentality going into that matchup against Providence?
Well, first of all, we was pissed off losing Oklahoma because that was a statement game to us. Mm-hmm. Losing that game, it kind of really hurt us. So, when we got to Providence, I mean, I wasn't really worried about Providence because after playing Oklahoma, I just knew we was going to blow them out, especially at Pitt.
Okay. So the play happens. Miller gets the steal. He's in transition. He's got 2 options. He goes to you. Take me through that play. First off, have you ever shattered a backboard like that before? Were you trying to shatter the backboard, or were you just trying to make a big dunk and get the crowd going?
Well, I think everybody when you go to dunk, you try to bring them home with you. But I never did it before.
So what goes through your mind, when you first hear that glass start to shatter, what's going through your mind as all of that's taking place?
Well, first of all, I just thought the rim collapsed because before they did the rims the way they are now, they had them springs in there. So when we used to dunk the ball, the springs would collapse and the rim would just fall down. And they just replace the rim and then that's it. But this time when I dunked the ball, when I dunked the ball and I came down, when I came up, that's when Demetrius Gordon said, "Damn, Rome, look." So I turned around. I was like, "Damn." Then when I turned back around, Charles had hugged me. He was like, "Wow, Rome." And then, they was trying to get the glass parts to get it out of my hair and stuff. And then the referees, everybody go to the locker room. And we had about a 30-minute delay till they replaced the hoop and got the glass up.
That's what I wanted to ask about next. I mean, what's that delay like? I mean, in-game delays are very rare. And normally when you have an in-game delay for a sport like basketball, something really bad typically happened.
Right, exactly.
But for it was after like something really good. So what's said in the locker room during that 30-minute break? Are you guys strategizing or are you just trying to stay warm? Take me through what that break was like.
Yeah, they were strategizing, trying to make me run out there by myself, run around the court like a fool, trying to get the crowd. I said, I'm not doing that, man. We all running out together, man. They trying to get me run out there by myself. No, I'm not doing it. That was the whole thing talk.
Okay.
Not doing that.
So they wanted you to just go out like a curtain call, like in baseball.
Yeah. Nah, man. We all going out together, man.
So you guys did go out as a team?
Yeah, we went out as a team.
All right. I mean, how cool was that moment? I'm sure like the place had to have gone wild.
Oh, man.
Was sold out.
It was erupt when we went out. When we came back out, it erupted again. And they gave us probably maybe a little 3 or 4 minutes to warm up. Back to game again.
And then when you guys resumed that game, I mean, the final score was 90-56. Like you said, you weren't really worried about Providence to begin with. But, I mean, was there any doubt at all that it was your day after that type of play or anything like that?
Oh, man. So after the game, we go on campus and we eat, you know what I'm saying? We go to the fry place. And, man, it just seemed like everybody came in there. It was like, man, good dunk. God, man, we had to leave.
When did it start to register that play was going to be something that you would always be known for? Because I'm sure it didn't immediately.
Everybody was talking about. They talking about it still now, but really, I'm talking about every time they see me. That's the only thing they know. I mean, I don't even know I was a leading rebounder or what type of player I was. All they just said, man, that was a great dunk.
And that's us. So like following the dunk, what was life like? Because like you pointed out, I mean, you were an All-American that year. You I think led the country in rebounding. You were a first-round NBA draft pick. But I'm sure, like you said, everyone just send it in, Jerome. That's what they. Did you ever get tired of that? Was that ever frustrating, or was it just always still kind of cool that, hey, I'm known for one of the best plays I've ever made?
Man, everybody want notoriety. No, or do you would be playing the sport you playing? Because that's all you want is to be the big of the sport. And if it's that dunk, I don't see nobody else on national TV doing the same thing.
So could you? I would wonder what that would have been like if you made that dunk, like if you dunked the basketball today and shattered the rim with social media. Could you imagine how crazy it would have been? Do you ever think about that?
Man, I would probably had about. Right now, what you think the views is? Probably, I bet it's probably about 10 million.
Yeah,
8 million.
You would have had
imagine if it was. I'm talking about if the media was when it happened, just right there. How many views do you think I'd have had?
Right, you would have had so many NIL deals from that too. You really,
golly,
he played in the wrong era. So. When you're in the NBA, did that ever come up? When you're playing against other guys, or did your teammates ever ask you about that play?
I mean, the people you cool with or you associate with, but most people don't want to, be trying to talk about something that you did, like they, man, I ain't right. I mean, a good dunk though, man. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't play. Not no NBA players, mostly fans and family and friends.
Fair enough. So I think a lot of people are wondering, did you ever do that again? Shatter backboard, a game practice?
Never.
Did you ever try?
Every time.
That
Providence game, I got the same dunk again. The rim felt like that bricks was holding that rim because it was so tight. It was a new backboard rim. The other rims we practiced on it. Rim that got loose. You know what I'm saying? That when they brought the other rim on, it was brand new and it was tight.
So Jerome, you were at Pitt during a very interesting time. I mean, the 1980s is viewed by a lot of people as kind of the golden standard for Pitt athletics. Football program was really competitive. The basketball program started to really take its next step into relevancy and was a regular in the national tournament. Things have gone up and down. I was reading a story about the last time you were honored for this play, which was the 30-year anniversary. That was in 2018, the middle of the Kevin Stallings era. And you kind of voiced your frustration with where Pitt basketball was at that point in time. Just looking back at where it was in 2018 and where it is now. I mean, what are your thoughts on maybe the growth that the program's seen and where the program is now?
Okay, I'm just talking about my era and where I was talking about Stallings is that I seen no kids competing. Mm-hmm. I just couldn't watch. I turned the game by halftime. It was disgusting basketball. Now when Young them play and Blair, I loved it. I loved it. We knew we was in every game or go win every game when they played. That they made me feel like us when we was out there.
Right.
Stallings area, it was sickening. I couldn't watch it.
So now where Pitt's at now, 5 years later, do you feel like the program is making progress?
At least it's getting better. I see it incline now. It's getting better. You know what I'm saying? At least I see some growth. I can go with that. But I just can't go see year after year just getting beat to death.
Yeah, I think that's a mentality that a lot of Pitt alum and former athletes share. Is there was that frustration that came as a product of 5 straight losing seasons. But as a guy now who obviously still holds Pitt near and dear to your heart. I see you're wearing the Panther shirt right now. Like, are you optimistic about the way things look just based upon this season, based upon some of the recruits they're bringing in, based upon how they've operated the transfer portal?
Well, I can say this. From this season right here, I see growth. You got to give a man a chance, to get his team right. He just got the job. Let's give him a chance, okay? I see growth now. Now, he can't go from growth to back to square one again. Hell no.
Okay.
We don't want that.
So, you're going to the game Wednesday. You're going to be honored 35 years. Does it ever get old when they bring you back and they play the highlight, and I'm sure you'll be a part of the broadcast and everything? does that stuff ever get old, or do you still, really appreciate that kind of love that Pitt shows you for that big moment?
Think about it. When you're younger, I probably was more, it was all right. But now as I get older, I appreciate it a whole lot more than I did when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? For people to still honor you like that, because that's got to be a goal right there that people respect.
All right. And my final question, not basketball related, but you're an Akron guy, so I got to know, what's your go-to order at Swenson's?
Say what? Hey, the famous burger here, man.
Yes, sir.
I give me a double cheeseburger with double pickles and onions.
You got to go with the Galley Boy, right?
No, I'm not Galley Boy. Everybody loves Galley Boys. Everybody, but I love the double cheese. See, the thing about Swenson is everybody think it's the meat. They think the sweetness is in the meat. The sweetness is in that bun.
I agree. Yeah.
So when you buy it, you still, whatever Galley Boy double cheeseburger is still gonna taste similar because of that bun.
I think the drinks there too are not appreciated.
Excellent.
The California
Is great. Yeah. That's what I give me at California. And
you got to appreciate the hustle that their staff shows. Just running in and out. It's like you running down the lane. Well,
at one point in time, it was only until the COVID. At one point in time, it was only hiring college students, so that's why they had it like that. Mm-hmm. It was running. They had them going. You ain't lying. They be running. But since the COVID had messed a lot of things up.
Yeah, it did. Well, Jerome, I had a really good time chatting with you. I'm sure a lot of people appreciated your insight, and obviously Pitt fans can check you out Wednesday night. You'll be at the Peterson Event Center having your big play recognized. Thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, yeah, please be there. I'll be there also doing autograph sessions before the game.
All right. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already for everyone viewing in, and keep tuning in. We'll have more content here on the Post-Gazette Sports Now YouTube channel.
Thank you for checking out this content from Post-Gazette Sports. If you liked the video, please like it and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you enjoyed it on Apple Podcasts, please rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. For 6 months of digital access to post-gazette.com for just $6, click the link down in the description.